G'day viewers, how you doing? If I start to cough during this, my apologies. We are at the ICM SNG3, I think it is, and we're going to learn how to set up and drive it. We're on Zwolle Groningen in the Netherlands. So first up, get in, take possession of your train by sitting in the chair. Let's turn on our master key down here and put our reverser to forwards. There really isn't much else you have to do in this train. We're pretty much set up now, except for releasing our parking brake. So let's go and turn on our safety systems. We've got ATB here, which is the signalling and speed control, and the deadman. Deadman in this train is a little less frustrating than the Koploper, because it just makes life simple. Let's release our parking brake, and we should be able to drive now. So it's got a single control here with powering in one direction and slowing down in the other. So you put it in the power, you can see the brakes are now releasing. We have to go 20 kilometers an hour in here, which is very exciting. Looks like we're going to get a wash too. Inside the yards, ATB, generally speaking, won't bite you. So even so, stay below the speed limit for your points if that's your thing. You can see the yellow square here. We can see ATB is turned on because the indicator is here and here. And we're currently showing it 4, which is 40. So 40, 60, 80, 130. And you'll notice on the HUD it says 20. So like the American routes, you do the lesser of the speed that the train's telling you to do versus what the HUD's telling you to do. You do the lowest one, because the HUD is representing the track speed limit, whereas the ATB system is telling us what the prevailing speed limit is outside this yard. Now the light lit up, so I acknowledge the dead man with, on my case, an Xbox controller, so the B key. It's Q on PC keyboard, or any keyboard actually, PC, PlayStation and Xbox, you can use a keyboard and it's Q. Or it's circle on a PlayStation controller. So we'll keep cruising through here. The little light that lit up to show Deadman is also confusingly labelled ATB. So that tells you your Deadman's about to go off. If you manage to notice the light and hit the button, then it will reset very easily. If it starts putting the brakes on, you can still reset and it will release them. Fairly simple train system. As we cruise through here, we're coming up on a Koploper on our right there. I believe it means something like walk through head. You heard the buzzer for the Deadman system there, or vigilance. I didn't notice the light that time. Coming up ahead of us, you can see these 4s on a sign. That lets you know that you're allowed to do 40 kilometers an hour after the back of your train passes that point. When your speed is going down, it's when the front of the train passes it. When your speed is going up, it's when the back of the train passes it. That's almost universal in railway systems around the world, almost. Bakerloo's one of the weird exceptions. Once we get out into the speed detection area, and we're allowed up to 40, I'm going to show you what happens when you go too fast. And I have got a separate tutorial on ATB, so do watch that and do play the in-game one. Alright, I'm deliberately going to exceed the speed limit now, and the first time, I'm just going to react. There we go, we've got the sign on, and I've put on enough brakes to stop us, and at the same time, we've had the vigilance go, so the vigilance actually stopped me then. I did get enough brakes on to forestall being braked. Oh, I just accidentally got into emergency. That's clever. All right. The Koploper has a nice detent there, whereas this one doesn't seem to. But as you can see, releasing for an emergency brake is not particularly hard. That was a self-imposed emergency brake. You can see the braking system is charging back up again, and shortly, there we go, the brakes are starting to release, so we'll be able to drive again. Should probably teach you with only one system enabled. This time I'm going to do that again, and this time I'm going to let ATB actually stop the train because I want to show you how to recover from that. And hopefully I won't get a dead man or vigilance go off at the same time. There we go. There's the long bus that tells us we're going too fast. And it will stop the train now. There we go. So the train is now stopping. I haven't done anything with the controls at this point. The 3 beeps means we're down below the speed limit, and the chime says that we're allowed to go up to 80. But you can see on the display here 2 things. You can see that there's a ATB stop indicator and a red square, so ATB has stopped us. The way to recover from that is put your braking controller into max brake. On the digital screen, you press the anti-Grendelin button, and you can hear the train is already starting to charge back up, so you can see that the braking system is charging. So we can now put our master controller back to 0. And once the brake pipe charges up adequately, we'll be able to move. There we go. We can see the brakes starting to release. The red needle, once it gets below there, we can drive. The train has rollback prevention, so it will sit on 1 bar until you apply power. And now we're going to go into Groningen, and I will behave myself on the way there. And I'll show you how to change ends. That 8 squares coming up there is for an 8. The signalling system's relatively simple. They're either, as far as I've seen so far, green, yellow, or red. A lot of them also have a number, like this one does. So it's a bit like the German signals that display a number. If it says, say, a 4 up there, then you have to reduce speed to 40 kilometers an hour before you get under that signal. Make our way into Groningen. Those fallen trees are one of the collectibles, so you can do what every train driver would and go and deal with a fallen tree. Mind you, I'm saying that on my railway we actually would. No pun intended. Because on my railway there might be a gang available if it's during the week, but on a weekend you're pretty much on your own. You tend to deal with these things yourself. There's the chime, which means we're in a 40 zone. The chimes are letting you know of speed zone changes, and if you're already doing below that speed, you won't hear anything else. If you're doing over the new speed, you'll have to get down to it very quickly with at least around 30% of your braking. Little blue light came on there. This is the light I'm watching, which told me I had to reset the dead man or vigilance control. We are allowed up to 80 briefly for a little while until we get near that yellow signal. In fact, it's telling me I'm going over speed. There we go. So the long buzz told me I'd gone over speed. The 3 buzzes told me I was below because I've been restricted to 40. Because I looked at the HUD and it said 80, and then I didn't take my own advice, which is to obey the ATB, which is saying 40. So remember, it's the lesser of the 2. It's not like PZB, you can sit right on the 40 if you want to. It is a fairly simple safety system, so don't be too daunted by it. The signalling system also seems to be relatively simple with either green, yellow or red from what I've seen so far. This train does sound kind of like a vacuum cleaner. In both trains, there are no windows to be opened. The cabs are sealed. Now, regardless of where this puts us, I will return to free roam at the end of this and show you how to change ends. Looks like we are going into a dead-end platform. Either that or straight into a pole. All right, we are in max break, and I'll just do continue and return to free roam. Let's get our doors open. So you can use the button, or you can use the left or right side of your D-pad, or the Y key for left doors, U key for right doors. All right, so we're already in max break, and we want to change to, I think it's that one, tipped headlights. And I think tail lights will be automatic, so we'll put our reverser to neutral and apply the park brake, which is parking brake apply, that one, and then turn the master key off. Should be safe to leave the safety systems on. Let's pop out through the door here and close it, and we'll go up the other end now while the passengers are boarding. They don't give you much time to change ends, so if you're the kind of person that likes playing through a shift, doing your change ends from service to service, there's not a lot of time in it. In fact, we're so quick that an AI has taken it, so I'll just sit in the chair to take the train. Now we can close the door. All right, now let's put in our master key and into forwards. Headlights are okay, our doors are still open, we have the park brake applied. And I'll just turn on my safety systems again at this end. ATB and Deadman. And release the parking brake. And the brake should hold at just over 1 bar until it's time to go. And it is, so I've just locked with my right hand D-pad on my controller. And we should, in theory, now be able to drive. And there we go, change ends procedure completed. So it is a pretty simple train to drive. Don't be too concerned about the train or the safety system. It's not too hard to come to grips with. I do have a separate tutorial in ATB where I explain some more about the system. There is a tutorial in-game. In fact, I actually use that tutorial and add some extra words. If you need some more information or you need some help, drop it down in the comments below and I'll see what I can do to help you out. If I don't know, I will go to the source and find out for you. So it's a new country, new route, new trains. It's a little bit daunting, we all feel it, and we'll get through it. It'll be okay. This one's a very simple one to drive. The Copelope is just a little bit more difficult, but not a lot. So don't be scared of that one either. Alrighty, have fun folks, thanks very much, and like I said, questions, chuck them down below. See you later.
We played a game.